All right, let's talk about the next big thing in AI, because it goes way, way beyond just simple question and answer. We're talking about systems that don't just chat with you, they actually do things. This really is the next leap beyond the chatbots we've all gotten used to.
I mean, think about it for a second. You can ask an AI to write an email, and it does a pretty amazing job, right? But what happens when you ask it to manage a whole project from the very beginning to the very end? It kinda hits a wall. Well, today we're going to explore that wall, what I call the ceiling of current AI, and we're going to introduce the brand new systems designed to completely smash right through it. So, to really get a handle on where we're going with Agentic AI, we first need to understand the limits of where we are right now. Let's quickly break down the two levels of AI assistance most of us are familiar with. Okay, let's start with a really common example, a simple HR assistant. This is usually what's called a RAG system, which stands for Retrieval Augmented Generation. All that really means is it can look up information in documents. So you can ask it, hey, what's our company's vacation policy? It'll scan the right PDF, find the answer, and give it to you. It's helpful for sure, but it's totally reactive. It's basically a search engine that's just waiting for your next question. Now, things start to get a little more interesting when we give that bot a tool. All of a sudden, it can do more. It can connect to the HR software using an API. You can just think of an API as a special bridge that lets two different programs talk to each other. So now you can ask, how many vacation days do I have left? And it can actually check the system for you. It might even help you submit a request for a day off. It's taking one simple action. And this is the crucial point. Even with these tools, these systems are still just passive. They're sitting there waiting for you to give them a very specific command for every single thing they do. They can't look at a big, complex goal and figure out the steps to get there on their own. They just can't plan. So, if that's the ceiling, what's on the other side? Well, this is where we make the jump from a simple assistant to a true, honest-to-goodness agent. You see, an agentic system doesn't need to be micromanaged. You give it a high-level goal, something like, onboard our new intern, Sarah. She starts next Monday. And then it just goes. It reasons on its own and breaks that goal down into a plan. It'll schedule the welcome meeting in the calendar, create her profile in the HR system, file an IT ticket to get our laptop and logins, and even order the computer, all without you having to tell it how to do any of it. And that whole onboarding example really shows you the key things that make an AI system agentic. It's not just about having tools. It's about goal-oriented planning, seeing the big picture. It's about multi-step reasoning, figuring out the right order of things. And, so important, it needs memory, so it can remember what it's already done to figure out what to do next. This right here is the fundamental definition. It's all about giving the AI the autonomy to plan and to act. We are really moving from a world of digital tools that we have to operate to a world of digital workers that we just have to manage. It's a pretty profound shift. So, how does an agent actually pull this off? How does it take a simple goal from you and turn it into a finished project? Let's pop the hood and take a look at the architecture. Okay, so it all works in this continuous loop. At the very center, you have the large language model, or LLM. That's the brain, the reasoning engine, but it's part of a bigger system. When you give it a goal, the planner component acts like a project manager and breaks it down. Then, the tools are like its hands, actually doing the work. And all along the way, memory is like a notepad, keeping track of everything so it can feed that context back to the brain. It's a constant cycle of thinking, acting, and learning until that final goal is achieved. And hey, this isn't just theory. This isn't science fiction. These systems are actually being built and used today, and they're tackling some incredibly complex jobs across a bunch of different industries. Let's check out a few examples. First up, the coding agent. You can give it a goal like, build me a simple to-do list app. The agent will then plan the features, write out the actual code, run it, find any bugs, and then, get this, debug its own code. It keeps going in this loop until the application is finished and it actually works. Or how about a true AI travel agent? You don't just ask it to find flights. You give it a really complex goal. Something like, plan a 7-day trip to London for me in May. Try to make sure we have at least 4 sunny days, and keep the total budget under $2,000. It will then go out and use weather data, flight booking sites, and hotel systems to build you a perfect itinerary that meets all those crazy criteria. And in the world of finance, these agents can automate the really complex work of a research analyst. You give it a goal, say, write a full report on NVIDIA.
and it will go access financial data, search for the latest news, analyze everything it finds, and then compile a detailed, structured report, all by itself. This is work that would normally take a human days to do, and the agent can get it done in minutes. So, all of this brings us to what is probably the most important takeaway of all. The rise of these agentic systems is a fundamental shift in how we interact with and even think about artificial intelligence. We are moving from a prompt and response model, where we have to be the planners, to a goal and result model, where the AI becomes the planner. We're basically graduating from giving our AI step by step instructions to simply telling it what we want the final outcome to be. And that is a huge leap in capability. And this final summary really lays it all out. Just look at the capabilities. While the older systems could answer questions and even use some tools, it is only the true agentic system that brings that proactive, multi-step reasoning and planning to the table. It's the only one that checks all the boxes for real autonomous action. So, what does this all really mean? Well, the big question this leaves us with is how this new level of AI autonomy is going to change the way we all work and create and solve problems. It seems pretty clear we're moving from a role where we do the work using AI tools to a new role where we manage a team of AI agents that do the work for us. The future of productivity is literally changing right before our very eyes.